Hello there! Today I wanted to address a user-asked question, how the federal debt and printing money leads to massive consequences. We will be looking at what is federal debt, why printing money doesn't help, and how it impacts you personally. I'm Jordan Collier, and this is the Storybook Wealth Builder channel, which seeks to replicate before fees and taxes to the extent possible the global index for wealth creating solutions required in your storybook journey. The federal debt level is a measurement of how much the government owes its creditors. These creditors can be foreign nations or private investors. When the government spends more tax revenue than it brings in, you get a budget deficit. To compensate for the shortfall, the Treasury Department has to issue Treasury bills, Treasury notes, and Treasury bonds to make up the difference. By issuing these types of securities, the federal government can acquire the cash it needs to provide governmental services, which is where foreign nations and private investors come in. They are the ones who buy these securities. Modern monetary theory advocates for countries with central banks to print as much money as they can to pay off debt and additionally use it to fund all aspects of government. During 2020, both Canada and the United States exercised what is called quantitative easing, which essentially buys up the government treasury bills, notes, and bonds that have been issued. They use printed money to pay off their debts to foreign nations and private investors. This wave of extra money that has been paid off goes back into circulation, increasing the money supply. The idea with flooding the market with money puts downward pressure on interest rates because money is cheaper to borrow when there is more of it. This is followed by the hope businesses will borrow to invest and create more jobs, products, and services. In the event that this does not lead to increased production, then this extra money may likely find its way into non-productive financial assets such as houses and trigger speculative bubbles, as well as set off inflationary pressures. As an example, think of a vintage Star Wars action figure like Obi-Wan Kenobi from 1977, which can be worth a lot of money. No one is making any more of these models, so even if everyone has more money to spend, it won't mean more people can afford to buy them. The seller will just put the price up. 1. Living standards and wages will become reduced. 2. Tax rates will become higher that discourage work and saving. 3. Decreases the purchasing power of citizens' savings and income. 4. Losses for mutual funds, pension funds, insurance companies, banks, and other holders of federal debt. 5. If the yield offered on treasury bonds increases, the cost to borrow money to purchase a home will increase as well. With increased interest rates, people may not qualify for higher amounts, leading to devaluing of homes. 6. Increased probability of a fiscal crisis in which investors would lose confidence in their government's ability to manage its budget, and the government would be forced to pay much more to borrow money. The result would be capital flight out of the country to find better returns elsewhere. In short, to safeguard your investments, keep an eye on the government's ability to make interest payments on their debt and look for potential housing bubbles as a result of too much money being printed. Both may indicate a financial crisis is nearing. As always, if you found this video informative, then please do the cliche thing and force push all the buttons of the like and subscribe variety. Hit up the comments to make your opinions heard, and I'll see you all next time.